Welcome to Basso on Business. Over my career, I've met many fascinating and successful entrepreneurs. On each episode of the program, I'll introduce to you some of these visionaries. Our goal is to learn how they overcame challenges and use creativity and innovation to grow successful businesses. Welcome to the show. I'm here today on the beautiful North Fork of Long Island. Once an area known predominantly for potato and sod farms, today more than 24 wineries call this part of the country home. Long Island has emerged as the leading producer of award-winning wines. Today we'll meet with Barbara Shinn and David Page. They're co-owners of Shinn Estate Vineyards of Mattituck. These entrepreneurs chose to put their own spin on the age-old grape growing and winemaking process. Let's go inside and see how Shinn Estate Vineyards' innovative approaches are helping the business grow and gain national attention. Shinn Estate Vineyards is a family affair. You guys are a husband and wife team. Now, how did you decide running a vineyard was your new passion together?
Barbara and I have been involved with food and wine for nearly 30 years, so it's really always been a part of our lives.
I think David and I work really well together, and we are able to separate what we do here on the farm and in the winery so that we can cohabitate very nicely.
Speaking of responsibilities, how do you split them up?
I think it's controlled chaos. You know, Barbara manages the vineyard. She takes care of growing the grapes. And I get involved with that a little bit. We consult one another about what's happening in the vineyard, what's happening with the guys that work for us in the vineyard and how to manage them. I work very closely with Anthony, our winemaker, but Barbara's there as well. We make the blends together.
Now, being married is challenging enough. How do you manage to have any sanity in your lives, or what people might perceive as any free time?
Well, it's not always easy, and the thing that I like to concentrate on is that David and I are together 24/7. Communication is incredibly important.
Now, Barbara, I've been to a lot of vineyards in my lifetime, and I've noticed yours looks distinctly different. Some might call it unmanicured. What's with the look?
As organic as possible here. It's very important that we're not using herbicides here on our land. Shinn Estate Vineyards follows all of the biodynamic practices, which is another reason why you're not even seeing us hoe the weeds out. We leave our soil intact. The soil really is the breadbasket of the vineyard, and so by you saying this might look a little unkempt, to me it's actually a beautiful sight.
Barbara, do people seek you out because of your clean farming practices?
People are finding us because they realize that our grapes are clean, our produce is clean, therefore our wine is clean, and wine is farming.
Now, Barbara, as entrepreneurs, we all take risks every day in our business lives. What was the big risk in being a clean farm?
Well, mostly just to not use what is called the silver bullet of intensely farming our land with chemistry.
So why don't you tell us what type of wines you make here?
Well, we make all of the classic wines that you might find in Bordeaux. We grow the Merlot grape, the Cabernet Sauvignon grape, Cabernet Franc, Petit Verdot, Malbec, as well as Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon.
What are the similarities between running a successful restaurant and running a successful vineyard?
Well, you're always dealing with young people in these businesses. It's very retail oriented. We sell 80% of our wine through our tasting room here. Same way that you sell all of your food in the restaurant. You know, it's all a retail business.
What is your single biggest marketing challenges with the vineyard?
Well, connecting directly with our consumer is what the marketing challenge has always been, and certainly overcoming this image that Long Island wines are expensive. We're finding that as Long Islanders become more accustomed to drinking our wines, they actually find them to be relative bargains compared to the rest of the world. So that seems to be working really well for us. Having all of these people, 25 million of them living within 100 miles, is also a great way for us to facilitate expanding our business.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the room that we're standing in right now?
We use this room to age our wine in French oak barrels. So we have about 100 barrels in here right now from the 2007 vintage, which quite frankly we believe is the best vintage that Long Island has ever produced.
Now, what would you want your visitors to take away from Shinn Estate Vineyards when they come visit you? Obviously, you want them to take 2, 3, 10 cases of wine,
yeah,
but,
of course.
But because you are a business and people have to remember, you know, that running a vineyard, you know, is not just a lifestyle, but it is a business. This is what affords you your life. And I think a lot of people might forget that. What is it that you really want them to take away?
I think the biggest message that both Barbara and I want people to leave with is that wine is farming. This is an agricultural pursuit, and it is the thing that is saving this part of Long Island from further development.
And also a sense of home. I think that people come here and previous perceptions are such that wineries are snobbish or that they're going to be huge tasting room areas. You can see our tasting room area here is very comfortable with tables, and it's on a much smaller scale. And we want people to leave here really grasping who David and I are, what our wines are about, and how we grow them.
Great. Well, thanks for spending time with me today. I very much appreciate it.
Thanks for
Best of luck this year.
Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks again. The organic food movement has grown over the last 3 decades. We have seen today how organic approaches to farming and wine production are giving Barbara Shinn and David Page of Shinn Estate Vineyards a unique position in the marketplace. Their approach and philosophy allow their products to stand out and provide an alternative many wine connoisseurs have been looking for. From Long Island's wine country, I'm Rob Basso. Thanks for watching Basso on Business. Salute. See you next time. I'm Rob Basso, and this has been Basso on Business. If you have an interesting business and think you have what it takes to make it on Basso on Business, contact us today.